Hello, good evening and welcome to a new Starsector Let's Play series. This is going to be a pirate run with the nefarious mod, so we're going to choose a suitably grizzled looking pirate avatar. This guy actually has an eye patch and I feel he suits the tone we're going for. We are going to start as a member of the pirate faction and we're going to begin in a small trade fleet. We're going to be doing some smuggling early game to build up cash, so we're going to choose navigation as our first skill. This gives us a speed boost and allows us to jump in and out of systems without using gates. And in we go. So first thing we're going to do is jump into Arrrrrr and have a look at some of their trade goods. We're going to sell off this pirate blueprint pack to get some extra cash, and we're going to spend it on some narcotics. In order to maximize profit on our first run, we're actually going to sell some of our supplies, and that will allow us to buy all the drugs on sale, fill our entire cargo hold, and we're also going to pick up some marines in order to do some raiding. As well as making money in the early game, we also want to keep an eye out for useful mod specs to put on our ships, and one of the ones we're looking for right here is the insulated engine assembly, which will allow us to cut down on our sensor profile and be a lot more sneaky. So we're going to add that to our pirate mule, our brawler, and also to the Shepherd drone tender. I did actually realise you don't need to add it to the Shepherd, you just need to give it militarised subsystems. So I did go back in and change that. Okay, I think that's enough for now. We will leave Arrrrrr and we will jump out of this system using our transverse jump ability we gained from the navigation skill. Our first objective is to sell these trucks in Umbra. That's where the highest price is going at the moment. That's another pirate world, so it should be nice and safe for us to get in there without attracting attention. In the map screen there, we turned on fuel range overlay so we can see how far we can travel with our current fuel. We will also be checking these smuggler and mercantile fleet departure notifications on the left side of the screen, and if we see anything worth going after, we'll track it down. Now, as a member of the pirate faction, it's very important we keep our transponder off so we don't get caught by fleets like this. Unfortunately, we did forget, so that's an early lesson learned. We managed to sneak away from them as we're such a small fleet, and we can run away and hide inside the system. Making it to Umbra nice and safe, we can head in here and sell our drugs. We'll repair our ships quickly. Just check the prices. Oh, it does look like they are now paying more in Thule for narcotics, so we'll check the missions. There doesn't seem to be anything for us here, and we'll jump back out again. This time we'll keep our transponder off. This run we're going to basically have our transponder off for the entire playthrough. Reaching Thule, we're going to check the map, drop in at a safe location right next to the pirate base. And coming in here, we're going to see that that first run is going to make us almost 100,000 credits. That's not a bad first payout, and we will see if there's any useful missions. We find the location of a pirate base and we'll check and see if there are any good pirate bounties. Now at the moment we only have a trade fleet, so we have a pirate mule, which is actually a fantastic ship for smuggling. It can defend itself, it's reasonably sneaky, it can hold quite a lot of cargo, and it has shielded cargo bays which can hide contraband from the eyes of inspection patrols, which is pretty useful when you're carrying a lot of drugs and or illegal weapons. We're going to pick up an extra Shepherd here. Shepherds are pretty good ships in the early game. They're cheap and they're good for harassing. And we're going to find another useful mod spec, the converted hangar. Now these I like to put on my mules when I'm running as pirates. And this allows the mules to function as kind of makeshift carriers. They can hold fighters and bombers and add to their usefulness. I'm going to put a couple of longbow kinetic bombers in here that fire saber missiles and have also PD ability, so they can kind of protect themselves. Now the brawler gunship that we're currently fielding I'm not a big fan of, so we will probably sell that early on. Now we have seen a possible target fleet here that we could potentially take on, but our combat readiness is pretty low, so we will need to repair before we start taking on fleets like that. So we're traveling into this Tritachyon world and we're looking for good combat ships. And here we find the Sunder. And the Sunder is one of my favorite destroyers to pilot. So we're definitely going to buy that. And we will sell the Brawler as promised. Pick up some extra crew. We're going to have to sell a few Marines just so we can fit enough crew on our fleet. Get rid of some of these weapons we don't need. And we're just checking prices of narcotics and armaments. We're going to pick up these drugs. We will see if there are any good underworld missions going. We want to make a few good underworld contacts that we can develop. So we're going to accept this mission. It's a simple dead drop, not too tricky and not too dangerous. But we still don't have any good weapons for our Sunder, so we are going to look out for some large and medium energy weapons. So traveling back into Thule, we're going to enter the pirate base and sell our second round of narcotics. It looks like the Persian League are currently attacking this pirate base, but we're going to just sneak in while they're preoccupied. And there's another 100,000 credits. Making money, and we'll see if we can outfit our Sunder. Now at the moment there's nothing too great here, but we will add on a couple of pulse lasers. We will add on some quite like some proper missiles, but for now we'll just go with torpedoes and a graviton beam for now. That's definitely a placeholder. We will be looking out for a large energy weapon. What I really want is an auto pulse laser. We're going to fit it out with safety overrides to make it a little bit faster and allow it to vent quicker as well, although it will not have the ability to actively vent. And we'll take it as our flagship. So we can now attack, but this is still not much of a combat fleet yet. We're basically still a smuggler, and we are trying to make our way to be a full-on pirate. So I'm not going to bother attacking this fleet. I think they would probably destroy me. Yeah, I think there's a little bit too much for me to take on. So let's travel over to this independent base and see if they've got anything useful for us. Now in their fleet tab we find a Tempest, one of my favorite ships. It's the fastest frigate, I think, other than phase frigates in the game. And it's just a very powerful little ship. However, there are no good weapons for it yet, so we're just going to mothball that. And we will drag it around until we find something good we can outfit it with. Now there are narcotics going cheap in this system, so we can buy them and smuggle them straight back across into the pirate base and make some more profit. Now this time the Persian League patrol has seen us, so we're going to just shoot away from them. They're going to follow and we will double back and just escape from them. They're going to follow us, but we should get into the base before they can catch us up. Do a quick repair, sell the drugs, and I'm going to pick up some armaments. They're not too expensive here. And we're going to try and find a good place to sell them. Epiphany has got high prices for armaments. We're going to make it away from this patrol. That's why it pays to have nice fast ships, and we'll transverse jump out. Okay, we're just coming around to Majek, where there's another Tritachyon world. Hopefully we can find some good weapons, and we're also going to check out this pirate world, see if we can get some more missions. I'm going to put quite a lot of cuts in just to keep the pace up and cut out any of the boring stuff. You don't want to see me looking at missions that I'm not going to take, and I presume you don't want to see me checking every single station for weapons and ships that I want. Here I do find some iron beams, and I do find some cheap drugs. Also I will be... Ooh, that's a good price for armaments, so we're going to have to try and drop them off as soon as we can. So we'll set a course back to the northwest, and actually that's such a good price, we're going to buy some additional armaments on the regular market, not just the black market. And let's pop into the Tritachyon world, see if they have anything good for us. I'm also going to be checking all those fleet departure notifications, and you probably don't want to see all that, so I will cut any of the ones that don't seem attractive enough to go after. There's a Tritachyon relief convoy trying to make it into this world, but I'm not ready to take it on just yet. Now it looks like, oh no, I thought they were coming after me, and they're standing down. So here we find some phase lances. I'm going to buy all of them and see if they have any more ships. Oh, another Tempest. This one has one demod, but it's just a glitch sensor array, so that's not too much of a problem. We can outfit both Tempests with phase lances and iron beams, and I'm going to put harpoons on these as well. I'd rather have sabers, but harpoons will do for now. Sabers are great for bursting down enemy shields. Gonna add hardened subsystems onto both of them just so they last a little bit longer at full combat readiness. And now we're gonna take this bounty and we will track them down as soon as we can. First though, we're gonna go and sell those armaments because that was a nice price and we can probably make a tidy profit as we now have no money left. Jump into the fringe. Now there is a smuggler here carrying recreational drugs, maybe worth going after. Although no, it's actually a pirate fleet, so they're our friends. We don't want to attack them. I know there are pirate rivalries and things like that, but we don't want to start any feuds just yet. Now there is a patrol here. We're going to see if we can sneak around. Oh, and a second fast picket. Luckily we're still pretty sneaky with those insulated engines. This picket is travelling. We're going to hide inside the asteroid belt. Just trying to circle around, see if we can escape these patrols and sneak in. Now I actually clicked on an asteroid there, which I didn't mean to do. I think mining asteroids is a function. Oh, he's after us. So let's burn away. He's probably going to catch us, but such a small fleet like this, let's see if we can escape from him. A small fleet like this wouldn't be able to take us on anyway. Oh, we've managed to... he's probably going to get us. Yeah, but we'll lose a bit of rep, but they're going to hate us anyway, so not so important. There's a mercenary company there, a lot more threatening, but they're not going to come after us, and we're in. So we will sell these 93 armaments for 100,000. Keep hold of the drugs for now, and in fact we'll buy a few more. Now there are plasma cannons here, and we can probably fit that on our Sunder. I'm not a fan of the plasma cannon. I think they work better on large ships. On the Sunder it's going to be far too energy intensive and also ordnance point intensive. Okay, still looking out for good mod specs. And we found some Thunder fighters. I like Thunders very much. They're good all-round fighters. Pretty fast, pretty hardy. Some claws as well. I like them. They're fast interceptors with ion cannons that can disable enemy ships. And a second Sunder. Okay. So we're going to outfit these Sunders with ion beams, plasma cannons, and rail guns. So they will be good at suppressing at range, but I do prefer using Sunders as strike destroyers. Those plasma cannons also use up 30 ordnance points each, which really is too much for destroyers. It kind of limits what they can do. Jumping back into Thor to sell these drugs off. There's a large mercantile convoy here. Would love to take that on, but it's just a little bit out of our league at the moment. Going back into the Thulian Raider base, we can see there's a mercantile convoy departure notification on the left, but we'll leave that for now. Sell these drugs. Hey, we're making money. What we're doing now is making our way across the north side of the map. There are a few high-tech Tritachyon and Persean League stations where hopefully we can find some good weapons for our Sanders and Tempests. Okay, we're going to head into this Tritachyon world, see if they have any good ships, any good weapons. And we have a few skill points, so we're going to pick up gunnery implants and electronic warfare. That will increase accuracy and range and reduce weapon recoil, while electronic warfare will increase our ECM rating and lower enemy weapon ranges. Now there's a trade fleet coming in here and they are carrying recreational drugs, so that would definitely be worth our while to go after it. Ah, autopulse laser, that's what we want. And what else do they have here? Not a lot else. But we can now outfit that Sunder. Pick up a couple of chain guns in case we get some ships that can use them. Buy some cheap drugs, buy some cheap armaments. Buy a few marines? Why not? Okay, do they have any more ships? Oh, 2 more Tempests. Okay, now we have a fleet worth talking about. So we're going to switch out this plasma cannon, which as you can see costs 30 ordnance points, whereas the autopulse only costs 20. We're gonna stick on some phase lances, stick on some sabos and some harpoon finisher missiles, rename it. Now in order to be able to add safety overrides, which I want to do, I'm going to switch out these railguns for much cheaper machine guns. And then we can add on the safety overrides hull mod, which is going to make this guy pretty devastating. Now we don't have another autopulse laser for our second Sunder, but we do have some pulse lasers and iron beams for our second 2 Tempests. Still no more sabos, so we're going to have to put harpoons on these guys. And we will also add on the hardened subsystems. I'll do the same thing for the second, but I'll cut that out. And okay, I think we can take on our first convoy. Alright. So first battle. We're going to take in the entire fleet and we're just going to get them to kind of follow us and do this as a kind of wolf pack. So that's 4 Tempests, 2 Sunders, a mule with some Thunders. What do we have? 2 Shepherds with their drone support, and you will see the power of the Tempest swarm, including the ability of their Terminator drones to deal with enemy missiles. And that autopulse combined with the double phase lances on the Sunder is gonna just absolutely wreck enemy little frigates we come across. That is, as long as we don't miss, and this little hound really had no chance at all. So turning around, we're going to take on this Buffalo freighter. We've put an avoid order on the Enforcer because we want to take that on last. And as you can see, these Terminator drones, they're just absolutely brilliant when it comes to point defense as they stack over each other and take down enemy missiles, fighters. There goes the Buffalo. The Wolf's going to be harder to catch with their phase skimmer ship system, but that's fine. The Tempest will be able to chase them down, and they can only do it 3 times before it has to recharge. Yeah, he's running away, but it's not going to last for too long. That Enforcer seems to have just taken out our mule. That's my fault for not paying close enough attention to it. That's the downside of the safety overrides, as our Sunder is already running out of combat readiness, but we should have enough time to destroy the remainder of this fleet. There goes the Brawler. And the Wolf is still escaping from us, so we're just going to put an eliminate order on that and send the Tempest in. And it can run away a little bit, but yeah, they're going to get it nice and easily. And we're actually out of command points right now, but that's fine. I think we can probably just stick on a full assault order here and we'll chase down this enforcer. There's also a wolf left over. Second Thunder taking it on, and the Tempest are going to move in to finish it off. And as soon as his face skimmer is on cooldown, he's screwed. And let's have a look at this enforcer. It's going to last a bit longer. These Tempests do not have particularly destructive weapons, but their iron beams will shut down his engines, shut down his systems, slow it down, and he's basically helpless without support. So, a few missiles, a few phase lances, and he goes down. Okay, we will of course chase down the freighters. We're just taking one Sunder and the Tempests and Shepherds. We've lost the pirate mule unfortunately, but we will try and recover that if we can. Some of these Tempests have low combat readiness, but this is going to be a crapshoot anyway, so. And this is how pirates like to fight. We like to punch down, pick on the little guy, and steal all their stuff. That was nice and easy. We let a couple of the shuttles escape, but that's okay. They're not going to be carrying anything good. We will recover our mule. We're not going to bother with the Colossus. I think we should be able to carry the goods, but we are going to recover this brawler just so we can sell it. Pick up a bunch of drugs, some metal, some luxury goods, some weapons. Gonna have to actually drop some domestic goods and some metals, but that's okay. So I think it's time to skedaddle. So we will transverse jump out before any patrols come after us. And we have achieved a milestone, first battle. I think these milestones are part of the Nexcellarin mod. I don't think they exist in vanilla. It's quite a nice idea. Okay, let's go and sell our stolen booty and see how much profit we're going to make. And it looks like the Persian League is still attacking this pirate base. So this time we will move in and defend them. So we're going up against a fast picket patrol with pirate allies, and I guess also the pirate station on our side. Some of our fleet is a bit damaged, but we should be okay. We will get everyone to escort me and we will move in to engage. I think the Tempest will take on this Lasher. We will back them up. Really, they don't need our help. There's a brawler on the left. Enemy missile coming in. Just tank down our shields. There's another Lasher. Not sure where the pirate station is. It could be right in the middle like normal. Seems to not be there. Well, we'll defend it anyway. Okay, the wolf pack is approaching. The sun is firing, and the Lasher is dead. Get them back on an escort. And let's chase down this mule. The mule has got quite a bit more armor than a basic frigate like the Lasher. So we'll take a few bursts with the phase lances. But with Tempest support, it's not going to take very long at all. And down he goes. And I think that's all of them. The rest of them all retreated. So we successfully defended the pirate station. Hopefully that got us a little bit of extra rep. We're going to capture the non-pirate mule. and we will probably end up selling these. So we will strip the weapons off them and sell them. They're full of demods and I don't really fancy dragging them around. Gonna restock on crew. We'll also restock on supplies and fuel, and we'll add saber missiles to all of our Tempests, give them a bit more shield bursting capability. No missions, so we're off. Oh, now there's a much bigger patrol coming in to attack the station again, and although we did just defend it, we all know there's no honor among thieves, and when in doubt, get the fuck out. And these guys are now pursuing me. That's quite a large fleet, but they're not going to catch me. Key to being a good pirate is being sneaky and fast, so you can pick your targets. And who's this chasing me? Another fast picket. Yeah, bye bye. I'm going to travel into this pirate base, and we will sell off these drugs at a nice profit. We need supplies, so I think we'll buy maybe not all of them. We don't want our cargo holds to be full while we're flying around, because then we can't fill it with other people's cargo. These armaments are quite cheap, so we will buy some of them, and we're also going to pick up an extra pirate mule, and we'll fit that out with a converted hangar, insulated engine assembly, and salamander missiles. We're also going to get thunders on that. And I think it's time to take on our first bounty. It's just one system away from us in Myasura. Before we do that, we will try and pop back into this Persian Lake station, avoiding the patrols, and try and sell off those armaments we just bought. Now there are two fast pickets patrolling around here. Is that 3 fast pickets? So we're going to try and be as sneaky as we can. And if we can hide in this asteroid belt, that will help. Oh, he's just done an active burst and he's going to find us, so we're going to have to run. If we can do a loop and then give them the slip. There's a smuggler leaving, and we will actually put a tag on that fleet and see if we can catch them en route to that bounty. Is he going to find us? Yes, he is. So we're going to have to burn away again. But now, if we go dark, we may lose him in this asteroid field. Yeah, he's not too sure where we are. He's coming back to base to resume his patrol, but now they are all on the south, so we should be able to get in here. Now we've got quite a lot of space in our cargo holds at the moment, and we have some marines, so we will launch a raid against this station and try to pick up some recreational drugs, because if there's any price that's better than cheap, it's free. And all that's going to cost us is a few marines. Well, we're going to pick up 300 recreational drugs. That's not bad. Okay, we'll get out of there before these patrols see us. We've got another milestone on our little checklist there. First raid. And I think we're going to just make a little bit of space. Oh, actually we're going to travel back to the pirate base, and we'll sell those drugs off straight away. This mercenary company is attacking this pirate station. I don't really want to fight them. I will recover this heron carrier though. We'll just have a quick look at it. Herons are very useful carriers, powerful ships. The only issue with them, I believe, is I'm going to store this And the reason I'm going to store it is, yeah, they have a burn level of only 8 rather than 9, which would slow us down. So until we get a mod spec to increase the burn level of the Heron, I'm not going to travel around with it. And I've just seen a fleet leaving this system carrying Marines. So I think we will try and take that on, because free Marines is going to equal more free goods from raids. So we'll transverse jump out. And there they are. We're going to try and close in and engage them. So we're going to move in with our entire fleet. This shouldn't be too difficult. Actually, we probably could have come in from the side with the Tempest, but it's too late now. And I think this is going to be a pretty easy fight, so we're going to speed it up a little bit. It's the Colossus down, Shepherd down, and now the Vigilance, although very weak, can be a threat with its medium missile mount. But I don't think he's even going to get a chance to fire his. And let's see if the Tempest can catch the rapidly retreating frigates while I go after this freighter. He's using his burn drive, which will work for a few seconds. Looks like the Tempest are catching the kites. And he's back down as well. Are they going to catch him before he retreats? Let's have a look. Yes, they are. They just burst them so quickly. Okay, I'm not going to recover any of these. Oh, and apparently there were no Marines on that fleet that was apparently carrying Marines. So I guess they all died in the battle. Well, maybe it's possible. Oh, looks like we found another target, a drug smuggler. Obviously a despicable character. I think we'd rather sell them ourselves. Once again, we'll take on our entire fleet, except the Tempest is badly damaged. And again, we're going to speed this one up a little bit because it's not really going to be much of a challenge. And we managed to overcharge this Lasher, but we weren't quite able to finish him off. However, once the Thunders come in, he's toast. And now we're going to track back, make sure to protect our carriers, and we'll take on this Gemini combat freighter, just waiting for our Tempest to come back after killing that wolf that was running away. We will order them back to escort us, and we'll just take on these frigates in the meantime. So that's 1 down, 2 down, and this Gemini combat freighter fires a Reaper at us. Luckily we were able to take that on our shield, and he didn't have a second one to follow it up with. We will now move in with a bit of Tempest support and use our Phase Lancers and Order Pulse to finish him off. Take on his Shepherd. All that's left is one more combat freighter, which lasted about half a second. I'm not going to bother pursuing the shuttle that escaped, but we will pick up all their drugs, their organs, their supplies, fuel, and we'll be on our merry way. Jumping in again with our transponder off. There are a few fleets here, look like they're fighting with each other, so one of them's probably a pirate fleet. Once again, we're going to sell these guys our drugs. We're up to 500,000 credits now, although we've just spent some of that. Quick repair. Pick up a few more supplies. And checking out the underworld missions. We will take on this prisoner rescue mission, mostly so we can build rep with this contact. We're also going to take on this smuggler mission to transfer some harvested organs to another pirate world. And now I think it's time to do the dead drop. We've only got 15 days to get there, but that should be plenty. Especially if we get hit by a couple of these storms, which we can use as free speed boosts. We've got plenty of supplies, so even if we have to do a few repairs, it's not the end of the world. Now, one thing you have to be careful of with these dead drops is there are often enemy fleets in the area kind of hunting you down, seem to know that you're doing a mission for maybe one of their rivals or something. So on our first trip out of the core, we're just going to drop off this dead drop. Oh, and what did I tell you? There's an enemy fleet that almost caught us. Pretty ramshackle, but is pretty big, so I'm glad we got away from that. Luckily he's slower than us, so we'll be able to drop in here, drop off the package, and transverse jump out before he knows where we've gone. So that could have been a lot worse. We will head back to the core and head straight for this bounty and take it on. Oh, and what's this? That looks like another fleet chasing after us. And that one looks a lot more scary. That's a Paragon, a bunch of carriers. Yeah, I'm glad we managed to escape that. Not too sure why he was coming after us. Now, when you get to certain levels of negative rep with factions, especially when they get to vengeful, they will start spawning like assassin fleets to take you down. I think that's an additional feature in Xerolin. Not sure if it also exists in vanilla, but it does make it a lot hairier flying around the core systems. Okay, we've seen another smuggler transporting drugs, so we will take them on. And again, their fleet's pretty trash, so we will just go full assault. Okay, there's a mule, looks like their flagship. We'll take him on first. Looks like they've got one carrier in the top right of the screen. We will prioritise that. That carrier is a condor, only carries 2 wings, but I always think if you get the carriers down early, it makes your life a lot easier. Fighters can be dangerous, so it always makes sense to prioritise the carriers if you can get to them. Unfortunately for this shepherd, he's got in my way, so he had to die first. And this is going to be the end of the condor. If I can just get a couple hits in and stop missing him. That's more or less everything, so we'll just speed up the end of this battle while we chase down this Lasher and combat freighter. The Lasher's trying to run and actually manages to escape. This guy not quite so lucky. Don't think it's worth pursuing him. As a pirate, you do want 1 or 2 of your victims to get away in order to spread tales of your fearsome nature and terrible deeds. I have to drop a few supplies there, so I think what we'll do is just hold here for a bit while we perform some repairs. I'll just speed it up a little bit. And now we're nice and repaired, we will pick up the supplies we dropped. So we will head back into the system and we're going to chase after this bounty. We don't actually have long left to find it, so we will use our active sensor ability. Bounties are usually around one of the stations or one of the facilities, the sensor array or the comm relay. Or sometimes by the gates. I'm not seeing him, and we're running out of time. do another active sensor burst that's going to attract this fast picket, but we should be able to lose him in his nebula. Yeah, he doesn't know where we are. Okay, let's head north to the other station. And we'll sneak through this nebula. There's a mining fleet. Oh, heading home. Okay, now we've attracted a patrol, but he's not going to be able to do much against our fleet, so he's just going to buzz around a bit and then run away. Still not finding him. Now there he is, and now luckily he's coming straight for us, so he's now not going to be able to run away. And we'll take the full fleet. And I think we'll just go in as one unit, and it looks like they're burning towards us. This Cerberus is going to have a very bad day. There's one down. They've got a mule which looks like it's carrying a couple of fighters, and a dedicated carry at the back, which we're going to prioritize. He's firing some salamanders at us, but the Terminator drones with the Tempest will make short work of them. And one more volley with the Phase Lance to finish him off. And that's pretty much the end of their offensive capabilities. And if they're going to start trying to retreat, let's make sure this wall vigilance doesn't get away. I've sent most of the fleet after him, and then we'll take on this guy. Taking a few hits there, but not a problem. Tempest back in support. The Thunders are harassing. Brawler goes down. Combat freighter goes down. Looks like one Shepherd might escape, but we'll send a few guys after him while we take on the mule. For some reason our Phase Lancers aren't firing, so they may be damaged. Sometimes I've noticed that autofire does flick off on some weapons occasionally. Shepherd got destroyed. And that's our first bounty destroyed. Don't think it's worth pursuing their tanker. We will recover the Brawler just so we can sell it. And we'll also recover their cargo. So we've got some additional rep there. We got 100 grand bounty reward. And we can now develop that contact. So we've got another mission on the go here. We need to deliver these harvested organs to Eos Exodus. So we will transverse jump out and set a course. And we're going to keep well clear of this detachment. And we will jump into this system. And make our way to this world. Now there is a large Luddic Church fleet patrolling around. We definitely don't want to tangle with them. So we'll go dark. Looks like they're already pursuing us. Luckily we're going to be a lot faster than them. But we are out of supplies and we're out of fuel. So not the best situation to be in. But if we can just hide in this asteroid belt and sneak into this planet, we will be able to refuel and resupply. There's also a nebula just outside the planet which will help us. We can hide ourselves in there. Don't want to lose any ships, but we may do if we spend too long. I think we already lost the Brawler that we captured, but that's not a big deal. Okay, good. So we can drop off our smuggled organs before they get too warm. And we will develop that contact. Just checking the prices here. There's a very good price on armaments not far away. So we'll buy some of them, and I do want to buy these drugs, but we're a bit low on cargo hold space. So we'll buy another mule and fit that out. I think that's our third mule now. We'll put some claw fighters in that one, and now we can buy those drugs. We're also going to get flux regulation and special modifications, and then we can get the sensor skill, which will reduce our sensor profile and allow us to detect enemy ships at longer ranges. So we have got away from this planet safely, and we will transverse jump out before any of the Luddic Church gets another glimpse of us. Make our way back to Epiphany to sell those armaments. And we're going to make a pretty tidy profit on that again. And now we're going to go and sell those recreational drugs. Back to our pirate buddies. We'll repair. Do we want to sell all of them? I think we do. And the organs we can drop off in Kulan, which is a Tritachyon world. And maybe we can do another check there for good weapons. We're going to pick up some of these salamander pods. I do like salamander missiles. And we're also going to pick up these Sabo missile racks. See if there's any good missions, and we will. Let's have a look at these pirate bounties. Now this one looks like it's carrying a lot of cargo, so we will take that on. This guy wants me to smuggle some drugs for him, but he's not really paying enough. Now we have a contact here, and he wants to sell us some military weapons, military ships at above market price, but monitors are very useful ships. They're quite rare, so I will order one of them. And we're going to take on another bounty for this contact. So we will FO and head off to take on this first bounty. And the great thing about taking on pirate bounties is often they're carrying a lot of cargo, so we can kill two birds with one stone, get the bounty reward, and steal all their merchandise. So dropping into the system, we're going to quickly tag this smuggler departure in case they're worth taking on. We're going to drop into this system. Now I can see a Tempest there with a few demods, but more importantly they have this Valkyrie troop transport ship that can carry a lot of marines, and it also has this ground support package hull mod, which basically improves the effectiveness of your marines when performing ground assaults. So we'll pick that up, and we're also going to buy an Omen. The Omen is a high-tech frigate that has fantastic shields, good PD capability, and also its ship system is great at disabling enemy ships and just generally harassing, killing fighters, annoying frigates. It also carries an ECCM package, which is electronic countermeasures, reduces the range of enemy ships' weapons. The Valkyrie is also a good candidate for another converted hangar. We'll stick insulated engine assembly on that, and we will put some cheap claw fighters in that for a bit of additional fighter support. We'll fit it out with some basic defenses. And now I'm going to buy a high intensity laser to replace the plasma cannon on our support destroyer. We'll rename it, and now with the high intensity laser and these 2 ion beams, this is going to be a great support ship for suppressing enemies. Okay, we will leave, make our way over to the pirate base, and we will also do an active sensor burst, see if we can find that bounty. Pretty sure he's around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Now I think his support is actually attacking the pirate base, so we will be able to go straight in and engage him pretty safely. Again, we're going to launch the entire fleet, although we'll leave the Valkyrie behind for now. And again, we're going to get everyone to escort us, and we will prioritize their apogee, which is a cruiser. It's kind of a dangerous ship. I find them pretty annoying to fly myself because of the way they're set up. They can be quite difficult to maneuver to allow all their weapons to bear on the target. Now, I'm taking a bit of damage here from this brawler, so I will back away. But now, I think if we keep getting fire on this guy, their armor is pretty low, and we should be able to finish him off quite quickly. And there he goes. And I think that's pretty much the end of their fleet. We just need to mop up these survivors. The brawler is gonna overload us. But that's cool, we can back away and let our Tempest take him on. See the Omen with that lightning bolt attack. This Enforcer, not a very maneuverable ship, so we should be able to just overwhelm him. And I'll take on this kite myself. The Enforcer has quite good armor, but not much else. And now we have a wolf, a kite, and a buffalo modded destroyer down south. Kite's down. Let's see if these Tempests can chase after the wolf. We'll just speed it up a bit. There's a good chance he's going to be able to escape. Those wolves are pretty evasive craft. Buffalo went down. And now we can chase down their cargo ships. So we will bring in the Valkyrie this time, just to blood it. Let it get its first taste of battle. And again, we're going to send our Tempests ahead while we catch them up. So Buffalo's first. It's one down. There's actually quite a lot of cargo ships in this fleet, so hopefully it will be a pretty lucrative payout. We're gonna bypass this first guy and go for the leader, just to make it less likely he'll be able to escape. Take him down. Just make sure we avoid the blast radius. And the second one goes down. I think one did escape. This Buffalo is turning, and I can imagine pretty terrified in his cockpit. Now we will recover the apogee, and that's quite a lot of cargo. No contraband, so nothing too valuable. We're going to have to drop some metals, and we're going to drop some domestic goods, but we get the bounty reward on top of that, and we will drop into Kazaron and sell off some of the cheaper stuff we got there. So domestic goods. Do we want to sell the luxury goods? No, we can sell them at a better price elsewhere. So we'll hold on to them for now. And the harvested organs, we will buy a few more of them because we're going to want to go to Kulan in Hebrasil to sell these. Now, this apogee, as I say, I'm not a big fan of it myself. They are good for like exploring, but in battle, leave a bit to be desired. So we will sell that. So we are going to head off to Yggdrasil to sell these organs and hopefully pick up some more good weapons. We're still on the lookout for a couple of useful mod specs, including the augmented engines, which will allow us to field that Herond. And now we've just dropped into this Tritachyon system a little bit carelessly, and we're being chased by a Tritachyon security patrol, which is fielding a Doom phase cruiser. Pretty scary ship to go up against, so I'm gonna just get the hell away from that. And then we will come back and sneak into this world. Quite a few security patrols. Tritachyon ships have better sensors than other factions. So I think if we're going to get in here, we're going to have to just come and attack their relay, break it down, and attract their patrols to come investigate. And then when they're away, we will sneak in behind their back. We're also going to sabotage their sensor array, which will reduce the sensor strength of their patrols and create further distractions. And I think once we've been into this station and sold off these goods, we will put in a cut and end the episode there. I do want to keep these episodes at an hour or less. Oh, what's this we've seen? Tritachyon corporate trader carrying heavy armaments, and is that an Atlas? That first ship carrying a huge amount of cargo. We will definitely try and track that down once we've been into this station. But as I say, that might have to wait until next episode. There's a distribution convoy, a mining fleet. Okay, all their patrols are away, checking on the disturbances that I just caused. So we will sneak in here. We will sell off these organs. Hey, we've made it to 1 million credits. I think that's a good time to call it a night. Just see if there's any good ships. We'll buy another Tempest. We'll fit it out with our standard setup. We will put it into position. We'll buy some crew, and we will check out the missions here. Someone is offering us some high-tech ships. We can't afford most of them, but we will buy ourselves another Tempest at quite a good price. So we'll pick that up as soon as it's ready. And we will get out of here. Now, this guy's running from me, but we're going to transverse jump out and try and find that fleet in the top left hand corner. But that's going to have to be next time. I'm going to put in a cut there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.